do a video today to show you how to change the auxiliary drive belt on the Toyota Hilux Mk6 Vigo model. So that's this belt that comes round the top here. We'll go through routing it. The best way we found to do this, we've had a little debate about how to do it, a discussion, and we reckon it's easier to take the air filter off. So we'll show you how to do that. I've just noticed that I haven't got that plugged on, so let me just plug that on. Yeah, so we're going to take the air filter out, go in. Right, so here's the new belt we're going to fit. It's got a 7 PK, which we think means it's got 7 peaks on the belt there. It's a ribbed belt, and we think the length is, this is the length in millimeters, 1515. It's quite a long belt, as you can see there. So yeah, right, let's have a go. So we've got a 10mm socket we're going to need, a 13mm socket, and for the tensioner is 14mm. We've got that on a sort of little T-bar socket. So the first thing we need to do is, you could do it without removing the airbox, but it's so easy I'd say you might as well just take it off. So if you press this little button down here, give this a shove, you can remove the airflow meter connection. And then with a 10mm socket we can loosen that hose clip there, and we can then remove the air pipe off there. Okay, put that out the way, and then there's 2 bolts holding the air filter in. We've got one down there, and I've coloured the heads in orange. They're not going to be orange on your car, just to help on the video. And there's another one you can see down in there, just there. So they're 13mm. Tom, can you give me a hand holding the camera for a minute? So, there we go. So just swap my socket over, don't lose that. So I've got a fairly long extension here, I think it's the easiest way. So we'll go down and get that one there that's sort of alongside there. Okay, now these are quite long bolts. Now we have had them out, so they're not too tight for us here, but they seem to go on forever, don't they, Tom? Quite a while,
yeah, they're about 50mm.
Let's have a look. So there we go. So that's the one of those. Got that one somewhere safe. And again, the next one, it's easier with this hose removed. I'd recommend removing the hose first, as we did there, because it gives you better access to that bolt there. Okay, that's that one out. Let me fish him out. Okay, so again, they've got the integral washer that you can't lose, which is a good job. And both those are the same. Right, so we should be ready to lift that out, shouldn't we, Tom?
Yeah, one thing is we have removed the inner snorkel, so it's going to need a little bit of a pop out from that.
Okay, alright, so we just pop that out, and then you can lift this whole bucket out. So it's got this sort of rubber bung here, locates it. This goes into the wing where it takes the air in, which should have and then we're going to put a snorkel on in another video. But you can see here's the bottom mounts. You've got one here, one here. This looks like a drain. If you squeeze this, if you've got any water caught in there, that will drain out there. But that's the air filter assembly. Put that to one side, and then we can get on. It's much clearer, certainly, for the video. So point to note, we've got the air conditioning on this model. The belts will be different whether you've got air conditioning or not. So we've got aircon. This is our aircon compressor. Underneath here you've got the alternator. So now, right, now the thing to look for is this nut coming out here. In fact, it's the only nut that protrudes really from the centre of any of the wheels, and this one here, and this is the drive belt. So what we're going to do is, we've got this 14mm socket. I'll say, well, you just have a look at this, Tom. So we'll show them what we've got. You've got a very limited length here against the fan, so you want something pretty compact. And what we're going to do is, now we can get in down the side here. Now you're going to pull this clockwise, so you want to go, we're going to put this in, and the bar is coming. I've got to remember how a clock goes, Tom. It's about the 8 o'clock position, and then we're going to pull it up. So we're going to come clockwise, so we're going to come and you should be able to get it up to about there. Let's have a look how far we go. You should be able to get it up to about the 9 o'clock position, and you'll feel it stop. Now what this has done is release the tension on the belt. So if I'm going to pull it off this little wheel here, and then if we clip this off, once we've got it off, we can put it off that wheel. I can release the tension on that, and you'll see that drop back. We can take this out of the way then. That's all we need. We just need that while we're releasing the tension, and then we can unwind it. So it goes, I don't know how well this is going to work on the video, so it goes over the alternator, under the next idler, round, just skips round the fan pulley, then goes down underneath the crank pulley, comes right round the crank pulley, up the other side of the crank pulley, over the tensioner, then it comes round, down underneath the alternator, back round, through this idler wheel, and then up over. So hopefully there are drawings of how it goes on line, but now we're just literally going to wiggle it round. Now the problem you'll face is that you've got to get it past the fan, but that's not a big deal. We can live with that. There's plenty of room. So what you've got to do is feed it in behind the fan, and then just spin the fan round until that bottom bit's gone round. And then, hopefully, here it comes. It's tight round by that water bottle. I'll feed that one out. Feed that one out. Feed that one out. And there is the drive belt. So that's what we're looking at. And typical signs of wear are when you turn them backwards. This one's actually pretty sweet. They start to fray and crack, and the outside can go a bit shiny. So let's just compare that to a new one. How are we doing with the light there, Tom? Is it a bit... So there's a new one. In fact, the new one's shinier, Tom. Look, it's a different... but the new one, that looks a better job. And we'll just check the length. I don't think they have a direction of rotation on these, do they, Tom?
I normally fit it so that when you look at it, you can read the...
You can read the thing, yeah. I think we'll follow the same, but you can... Yeah, it doesn't seem to have stretched too much. But let's get that new one on. Okay, so the best way, right, so I'm going to start by feeding this in. So I'm going to pop him in one of the fan blades, and then use the fan as a little paddle to suck him round underneath for me until he's all the way in. That's it. Right, and then I'm going to start on the... again, it's tricky on the video because of the room we've got. Alright then, so I'm going to go over the top of the aircon compressor, under the next idler, round onto the fan pulley, and then I'm going to go round, straight on down, onto the crankcase pulley, making sure they're all in. Okay, now we need to go round the back of the tensioner pulley. That. Okay, around the back of this tensioner, which means it gets most of the way around the crank pulley. There we go, like that in there. Okay, and then right, so originally I put it right, so I've got it on, but I've got it on wrong, if you like, and you can see that it's too long. But what we're now going to do is we've now got to take this bit of the belt back round this idler pulley, and you'll get it so far, but you won't be able to get it that final bit. So now we've got that there, we're going to get our tool again, going down here, now about the... Right then, and then we're going to pull that up. Right, and I'm going to try and do this on my own. But right, watching my fingers. Right, here we go. Let's pull this one up. Fight that one on. Nearly there, that's it. Onto there. Oh, we've come a little bit awry on that one. Let's have a look. to have a break there. Let's start getting this one on, Tom, aren't we? I'm going to get it back round that bottom one again. Let's get it back round that one again. That's it. Back round the alternator one again. And then try and... That's it. There we go. So it's a little bit of a... But the easiest one to get it round is leave this one here to last. The idler underneath the air conditioning compressor. So that's that one done. It's just a question of putting the air filter back in. But
And just make sure that it does follow in the tracks of all the pulleys, that you've not skipped a ridge.
start it up and then just check it. And there we go. Good luck with that.